In this video, we're going to be graphing straight lines or sketching straight lines. So there are three main methods we can use to sketch or graph a line. We can use the Xy Intercept method, the Gradient Intercept method, or just by a table of values. So to begin with, I'm going to show you the Xy Intercept method. So in order for this method to work, we have to have an equation first that we're going to plot. So I'm just going to do an example. We'll do 2y plus 3x equals 6. Now for this method to work, we need obviously an axis with an x and y axis, and then we need to find out, well, where does x equal 0 and where does y equal 0? Because remember, along the x-axis, at every single point along this axis, the value of y is 0. At every single point along the y-axis, the value of x is 0. So the idea is using the fact that when x is 0, we can find the y value, and when y is 0, we can find the x value. So to find, first of all, the x-intercept, I'm going to let y equal 0. So I'm subbing that into this formula, so that becomes 0, so 2 times 0 is 0, so I'm left with 3x equals 6, and then solving that gives me x equals 6 over 3, meaning x is 2. So my first coordinate is 2, 0. Okay, so I can plot that on my coordinate grid. There we go. Put a dot or a cross. The next thing I'm going to do is to find the y-intercept, and that's when x equals 0. Okay, so let's have a look at the original equation. When x equals 0, I'm just left with 2y equals 6, and solving that gives me y equals 6 over 2, leaving me y equals 3. So the coordinate is 0, 3. Okay, so I'll go there, 0, 3 is about there. Now I have 2 points, and of course to draw any line you only need 2 points. Now I'm going to try and draw this properly. Okay, so there you are. Obviously it's not perfect because I'm using OneNote, and I'm sure on a piece of paper and a ruler it'd be much better. Alright, I'm now going to show you a second example where the equation that we've got to sketch is not in the form as above, which you can see is a special sort of a y plus bx equals c form. This is in y equals mx plus c. So straight away we can see what the y-intercept is because this is our value of c, so we know that the y-intercept is 6. So therefore the y-int equals 6 because it's in the form y equals mx plus c. Now let's have a look at finding the x-intercept. To find the x-intercept we need to substitute when y equals 0 into our equation. So let's get this equation and put 0 equals 3x plus 6 and rearrange. So I'm obviously going to take the 6 over to the other side, leaving me with minus 6 equals 3x, and then to solve, divide both sides by 3, leaving me with x equals negative 6 over 3. Of course I can write that the other way around because the two sides equal each other, so therefore x equals negative 2. So I now know that my x-intercept is negative 2. So my two coordinates that I'm going to plot are 0, 6 and negative 2, 0, which I will do in a moment. And there it is. Again, I've done that on OneNote, so you could probably do a better job. Just be aware that whenever you're sketching a graph, I've put arrows, and I did on the first example, at the top and the bottom of the line. That just shows that the line's continuous. And don't forget to label your x and your y axis.